And welcome back to Who Would Win. So this Who Would Win, it comes to us from Anthony Dahl, who asked me to do Vision versus Martian Manhunter. Now, I've done Martian Manhunter in a fight already for Who Would Win with him versus the Silver Surfer. You can check that out in the playlist. And when looking up this, it's a really tough fight, actually, but not for the reasons you may think. Because I'm going to tell you right now, from a physical standpoint. Let's just go over our combatants real quick. Martian Manhunter is a Martian. He is strength-wise on par with Superman. Speed-wise on par with at least base Superman and Flash. His regeneration is so strong that he can regenerate from a puddle, regenerate from an arm, regenerate from a splat, basically. He does have a few weaknesses like the fire or individuals who could just literally incinerate him. But it's very few and treated. Obviously, his most well-known capabilities, he's probably one of, if not the strongest telepath in the DC universe. Capable of, and a few of the feats I wrote down are such, keeping all the material souls, Martian souls, from passing on. He can scan the minds of everyone on Earth, summon the thoughts of summon all the thoughts of Earth to stop DK Defonce, who was like some sort of god-like being, and just pretty much just shut him down. He's capable of mind reading, but he can't really interface with machines very well because he's not a technopath. He's a telepath. There's a difference. He's capable of reacting to a ship moving 8 times the speed of light. Trade blows with Wally West. And Superman's shape-shifting, turns into forms he wants to. Invisibility, phasing, strength on par, as I said, with Superman. Martian vision, which is kind of like heat vision. And super breath, which is kind of like Superman's super breath. Now, the vision. His height and weight also vary because of his shape-shifting, but the Vision stands at 6'3", 300 pounds. However, he can alter his density by actually calling out energy from a different dimension. And he can alter his density. I'm having trouble with that word. Density from 300 all the way up to 90 pounds. Unfortunately, the heavier he gets, the harder it is to move. Like once he's 90 tons. He's more or less unmovable. He can't move at all, but most things on Earth can't move. He's like an unmovable object. That being said, he has a computer brain because he is an android. He can connect with and interface computers. He can control all nuclear weapons on Earth at one time. Super intelligence. His body is composed of nanites, millions of nanites, microscopic robots, and he can reform his body from a single nanite if he needs to separate them. Holographic manipulation to, project certain objects. Optical scanners for, reading life forms, bodily function, things along those lines. Density manipulations, as I said. He has a 50-ton limit to his strength. He can turn hardened diamond intangible. Now, when turning intangible, he can alter his density just enough to move through something, but if he even alters it just a hair or a fraction of it, he can cause serious bodily harm, and if he goes even beyond that, he can kill someone by phasing through them. However, that's against someone who can also turn intangible, and with massive regeneration, that might not be as easy as you think. He has solar energy absorption. He is theoretically solar powered. He can, and from the gem on his forehead, he can project an energy beam of up to between 500 and 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit, which can melt through a steel beam that is an inch thick in about 5 seconds. He's got a tune limit and beam limit when he's firing that. So, here's one of the reasons I stalled for so long. I was having a really hard time figuring out who would win this. Now, Vision has been killed before. Vision is theoretically, he actually did have his body, or had a human body made for him. He's technically a bio-organic android in the sense that he has organs, stuff like that, equivalent to humans. But he's an android, so he's got a computer-based mind, which means, does John Jones' telepathy affect the Vision? That's going to be the big question in this fight. Even if it affects it on a mild scale, it's going to factor deeply into it. And I would say because the Vision is actually, biologically speaking, he's more android than human. But I'd say, psychologically, he actually is more human than android. It could affect him on a small scale, but not a huge scale. But let's get into that. Let's get into the actual fight. The problem that really came down to is that in a physical confrontation, the Vision just can't take on He can't take on the Martian Manhunter. His top strength is 50 tons. His top weight is 90 tons. He can fly pretty fast, but Martian Manhunter can fly at light speed. It can fly at light speeds. If that sentence made any sense. Light level speeds, and it can react at light level speeds, and it can punch on par with someone like Superman, who punches probably an average of like, I don't know, couple billion trillion tons per punch when he's taking it seriously. And let's be clear, that's another thing I just want to get out of the way really quick. Never take his Superman's lifting feats in the sense that, hey, he lifts 600 and something quintillion tons. Lifting strength is not the same as punching strength. I'm not saying he can't punch immensely powerful too. He can use the massive and then punch and all that, but never compare those because that's a different muscle structure and group. And Superman's as strong as the writers need to make him, so that's why I never fucking like Superman at all. He's just too damn strong. And I don't care if you try to make his character interesting. Oh, he's struggling with this. It doesn't matter. He's still a god. And he still doesn't have to deal with this shit if he doesn't want to. So, yeah, don't get me wrong. Characters with god strength but have issues are interesting if you can write it. That's why I think the Sentry is far more interesting than Superman, because he's got so much more baggage to him. But I digress. But again, the Vision can't physically match Martian Manhunter, and phasing is not going to be. It's probably going to be iffy because Martian Manhunter can phase too. And while Vision can't be hurt by anything while he's incorporeal, intangible, nothing says he can't be hurt by an intangible thing as well. That's a very gray area. But the Vision does have the ability to continually show up as long as he's got some of his nanites around to make a new body. So it begs the question, can the Vision, with his super intelligence, diversified ability to regenerate and solar energy absorption, which is constant, take out the Martian... And I got a weird calico in there. Take out the Martian Manhunter. Well, the fight breaks down like this. I'd say, I don't know, they both show up in some sort of suborbital area, and it's not like either of them are necessarily out to get one or the other, but they do see the other as a threat. Whichever one is invading, or is somehow showing up in whatever universe, and batteries running low, I'm going to have to make this quick, and the fight's going to break out. And, again, from a physical standpoint, Vision just can't take on John Jones. He just can't. Even when he tries probably going, full-on 90 tons. That's 90 tons that Martian Manhunter can move pretty easy. And Vision's probably not used to having someone who can move him that easy. I mean, I'm certain there are individuals in the Marvel Universe who can. Again, I think Sentry can. Thanos probably could. Juggernaut probably could. Hulk probably could. But it's not a lot. So, yeah. He gets moved. The fight's going to break down. Now, John's immediately not going to be able to go into Vision's mind because he's got a computer-based mind. He's got a computer, hyper-intelligent computer for a brain. So he can't read his thoughts right off the bat. And that's, he's going to... Vision can probably sense this and then, use his heat beams to maybe, slice off an arm. That's not going to do much. Maybe he tries to widen the beam and kind of try to incinerate John, but he just doesn't have, I think, the power to do so. And John also has Martian Vision, which he can use to counter that long enough, even if he is getting burned, to wear out the Vision. However, even when going intangible, Martian Manhunter is going to be able to hit him, and then maybe he tries to rip him apart. But he's going to immediately sense, because I think because of his human nature for the Vision, Martian Manhunter can at least sense where he's at. He's going to sense all the nanites. He can't get to all the nanites, so it's going to be outlasting Martian Manhunter long enough to maybe find a weakness in Martian Manhunter to exploit. Or can the Martian Manhunter take out all the nanites before Vision can reform continually? The winner of this fight is going to be Martian Manhunter. Martian Manhunter physically just completely outmatches the Vision. But I think eventually he will be able to exploit some mental weakness in the Vision. And if nothing else, eradicate the nanite, most, if not all, the nanites with Martian Vision, Super Breath, and all of those things. Do I see a scenario where the Vision wins? There is one scenario I think he can win. Because of his ability to interface with technology. If he can get Martian Manhunter down to Earth and then hijack all the nuclear weapons and then have them all target Martian Manhunter, yes, I think that's a scenario that could happen. Is it a likely one? No. Well, I'm giving that a 5% likelihood at best. So Martian Manhunter wins this 95% of the time. Vision gets this 5% of the time. But let me know what you think if you think differently. Comment below. Let me know. Also, if you have an idea for who will win What If Superhero Star Wars, anything I do on the channel, put that in the comment below. I'll get to it at some point. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.